welcome back, my ducks. I hope you had a nice time. Hope you have a nice time too.
To the Geek Initiative for part 2 of episode 23, Diplomancy Manifest. So,
hello and welcome back.
Shut that up!
Isaac does not want to have to listen to himself.
Say, I'll throw things at you.
I had it on so that I could test if we had music or not, and we did not have music.
We did have music. There's been music on the whole time.
It was incredibly quiet.
There's bickering now.
That means your
about
volume was too low.
Or his volume was.
We're very professional, I promise. So,
What time is it?
Colosseum.
yes.
When are we going live?
Now.
No.
So,
Go!
Bast. Please follow me if you want to head to the Colosseum.
Certainly.
And starts to stands outside waiting for you guys, whoever is coming.
No, I am.
I'd like to go to watch, but I certainly don't wish to engage.
Yeah, that will be split once you arrive there.
Okay.
I think I will go in.
So,
Who doesn't love an adorable?
I mean, Tavron's coming in by the sound of it. It's going to be fun.
so
Maybe you go in and help him. He seems like he might need some support.
Oh, well, I thought it was us two beat him.
No, that's a bit too cruel.
there's just blatant bullying at the table.
That's right.
Just blatant bullying.
He deserves it. He'll have his time.
Tavrion, what was his middle name again?
His last name?
No, his middle name. What
His
was
middle
it?
name?
Discuss
What was
it.
the middle name?
Asvin.
Oh no, the surname's after.
Astral Wind. Do we call him middle name?
Arswind.
Quick! Get the middle name!
No. That's enough.
His middle name is.
I'll get you a list.
His middle name is Grips.
3!
Again!
3! Big number 3, my lord!
Tavrion, Astral Wind.
That's his middle name.
It's like Butchos,
Tavrion.
Garly.
No, I want him
number
to
3,
have
Isaac?
a wonderful thing where he's just got like a name like Dumbledore, where he gets all these amazing names and then just cuts the
Stardust.
Stardust. Nice.
His middle name's Stardust.
Oh,
It's a pretentious prick.
Stardust.
Yeah.
Astral Wind.
Stardust Astral Wind.
I
What a
hate
prick.
him even more now.
You light the stars up above me.
So,
Right, we didn't need to take that.
so you guys are going to be heading to the Colosseum with Bast, and we will come back to Malcador once you guys have got situated. So, on your journey, it seems that Bast is leading you through, again, this warren of tunnels. There is no signage, there's no notification of where you're going or what direction you're heading in. It would be very easy to get lost down here. And after a few moments of what would be pause at a section of wall, Bast seems to have come to a stop, looking at the section of wall.
Have you forgotten where we're going?
No. And waiting. And then
Can I look to see if it's traffic lights?
roll a perception check.
What's the traffic like?
Everybody who is there.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
How is it?
Therefore, when it matters, I'm rolling high, but my name rolls, it's all my
What
was it?
24 for perception.
dirty 20 for perception, so.
So,
I've got 21,
okay.
but dirty.
And Mark?
12.
12.
So, the 12s don't notice, but
I'm
everybody
too busy
else.
getting pumped up.
Don't notice what?
Exactly. Everybody else can see that this section of wall has two seams in it. It seems like there's seams at the edge of this section of wall. And after waiting a little while, Bast seems to go, any moment now, at which point the wall seems to rise up in place. There's nothing beyond it, but it seems like this column of stone is rising. And once it has risen a certain distance, it reveals a small alcove within the stone. She steps in, says, please, follow me.
Stepping in.
I'll step in and look.
I'll join.
I'll step in, but I want to ask her, did you call for this wall to rise, or were you just waiting?
It is regular. It will begin shortly. Does get quite awkward when you wait in here with someone you don't know.
There's no closed door button. No.
Do you know what it needs? Some
Don't you
form of
dare
catchy
do it.
tune.
That might be an idea.
Music abounds.
Indeed.
And thus elevator music was invented.
She, after a few moments of just standing, waiting, kind of having a little chat, the stone shifts underneath you. It feels quite strange. It's you'd expect there to be a grind or like a physical vibration to it. It's almost seamless. It's just elevation.
Ooh.
Which
Okay.
makes me wonder whether it's real stone.
It begins to rise further. After a few moments, she goes, brace yourselves. This is probably going to be quite a shock. You hear a cacophonous crash as it feels like something falls. And you begin to rise slightly faster, as if there is less weight.
Okay. Interesting.
Can we not see anything? Is it
So
just like a
you're within a sealed stone area. Strangely, it is light within.
I think my hand would probably instinctively go straight to my saber.
She says, please, it is perfectly fine. It's safe. You are unlikely to be harmed. The last person harmed in one of the columns is still alive.
Magnus, imagine if you held someone's face against that wall as this was going on.
It's enchanted to prevent such a thing.
I'm going to jump up and shove his face against the wall.
So when you try to, basically it's kind of like headbutting a wall, but before you hit it, you kind of get repulsed away. Yeah.
Oh,
You're right. That's what happens.
At which point she goes,
you're lucky you caught me off guard.
observable that the protection mechanism is enabled. There will be another quite severe change of volume soon. Just warn you.
Volume.
As she says it, you can kind of hear what sounds like many, many footsteps and kind of a rumble and distant chattering of people. A busy place.
There's more people getting on.
No, you can hear this above you.
Thank God for that.
Is the ring going to get bigger then?
Or we may have arrived where we're supposed to be going.
After a few moments, the stone comes to a stop, and then steps kind of form themselves.
Do we get off?
And she kind of quickly now,
Go, 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 go.
and kind of urges you off.
Just above.
So once you stepped off, the pillar, the column that you rose in, is recede, like the steps recede back up to the surface level. You appear to be in a side street, and you can see a large marketplace at the end of the alleyway.
Market. Shopping.
She says,
We're off.
"Please, we have a goal in mind."
Yes, we can do that later. Didn't you shop recently before we
Did.
left?
Yeah, the shopkeeper was a bit of a dick.
Yes.
She pulls a small stone from her satchel and hands it to holds it out to you guys. Whoever takes it takes it.
Oh.
Says, if you get lost in the crowd, use this and I will find you.
Yeah, it's probably best that you have got it.
I was thinking more you, like you blend in a lot more.
She holds out a hand, and within it, she kind of twists her wrist a little bit, and from a small compartment on her wrist, an end of rope emerges.
Mm-hmm.
She pulls it, and it kind of it seems like it spools out.
Mm-hmm.
And as it's out, she kind of takes it out, all of it, and then wraps it around her wrist, and then hands it amongst you, so that you can also stay following her.
Mm-hmm.
It will likely be quite busy when we get out there, and failing my ability to part the crowd, we must stay together. Okay?
Very well.
This feels like I'm back in nursery.
If you believe it unnecessary, I'm more than happy to retract it.
No. We'll follow.
Let's use the buddy system.
If Magnus chooses to let go, then that's
No,
his
I'm going to
choice.
hold on. As long as everybody else does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
hold on.
So,
Don't want anybody saying I'm the baby of the group.
you are the smallest.
Take D4 damage, you.
No.
Heightest.
Correct. So, as you're basically taking hold of the rope, it feels like you feel strangely safe.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like the rope is in some way enchanted. And she kind of says, right, follow me. And sets off into the wider market area.
Mm-hmm.
It is like a throng of people. There are any and every race you can think of. Just haggling, yelling, pushing past each other. There doesn't seem to be any kind of order to it.
Can I see any other kobolds?
You can. Not many, but there's one or two you see.
What do they look like? Kobolds.
They are kobolds. They are. One of them is wearing a fine doublet, seems to be some kind of merchant, and the other one you saw is wearing rags.
Sounds like things aren't very equal around here.
And
Well, if they're both kobolds and one is of higher stature than the other, then that would imply that the equality at question is to do within the kobold population.
Or just generally population. That some are poor and some are not.
there doesn't appear to be any kind of trend. There is all kinds of people of all kinds of backgrounds, of all kinds of wealth, of all kinds of profession. There doesn't appear to be any kind of system or happening to it.
Put it this way, Magnus, the way that you're dressed, you kind of fit in the middle.
What are you trying to say?
You're middle class.
Trying to say I look a bit poor.
No, I'm saying you look neither poor
So-
nor rich.
It's difficult to hold a conversation over
Because of
the
the hubbub.
massive hubbub that is coming out of this crowd.
What was that?
But Bast, for some reason, you can hear quite clearly.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like her voice is carried through the room somehow. She says, "Keep moving, everybody. We must persevere. If we tarry too long, it is entirely possible that we could be pickpocketed."
Mm.
At which point my hackles and defences are going to go up and
So-
I'm going to have them ignore where I'm walking and I'm going to be concentrating on my pockets.
I love the fact that for a rogue, you're so defensive of your own money.
Yeah, what's his is his and what's yours is his.
Eventually. So, as you guys are travelling through the marketplace, you can hear this sudden uptick in volume nearby, as it appears that a gif and a gif are in a verbal shouting. It would appear that somebody is an outlier in their beliefs in the city.
Do we see a difference in them?
No.
Can we tell?
No.
No.
Mine looks like a lemon.
They are identical as far as you can tell. They are biologically the same race.
Yeah.
It's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
And
Whether or not, because it's cultural, do they dress differently so we could tell which was
they
which?
both. There's nothing that you can see outright right now.
This is like a north-south divide, isn't it?
Sort of.
You're a northerner, you're a southerner.
Indeed.
You're a
So
Jew,
one's
you're a
going
Jew.
YI man and all that.
No.
They're trying to steal your
So
time.
one of them is from this realm,
One of them's from
and
here.
the other
Another
must
one
be a visitor.
must be a visitor. The commotion quickly dies down as you feel a heavy footstep after heavy footstep after heavy footstep booming throughout this area. You can feel this almost like hush come over the crowd. And over the heads of everybody, you can see one of the golems that you first met when you arrived here has animated and has stepped towards the commotion. And you hear a blanket. It's almost like you can't understand what it's saying, but the words have the effect of as if a town guard had said, "What's all this fuss?" It's very much a cease and desist kind
I
of effect.
recognise it very much.
Yeah, it's more that you recognise the
Intonation.
not the intonation, but the way that the crowd reacts, than that you recognise what was said.
It's the golem version of hello, hello, hello.
Bast speaks through the rope to you. Yes, crime is dealt with very swiftly by our brothers in the Construct Police Department. They are very well-meaning, but a little abrasive to newcomers. For your sake, the translation was cease and desist. Would you... shall we get a move on?
Yes.
Please.
Kind of pulls you through the crowd a little bit. And once you arrive at the far side of this marketplace, it seems like there's less people on this side of the marketplace. And you have approached what looks like a massive circular wall. As you're looking up, you can see that there's stairs going around the outside. There's doors in at various points along those stairs, and there's archways on the ground floor to allow entrance. And as you step within those archways, presumably that is because that is where Bast is leading you. There's less of a throng. It's more you can kind of stand here and discuss. So you kind of, at which point she kind of retracts the rope very quickly into her arm.
Arm pocket.
Indeed. And sorry, messing with light. So that I can see a bit better. And yes, she retracts the arm, the rope into her arm, and looks amongst you. So, welcome to the Colosseum.
Where do we sign
Of course. Visitors will be best in the emissary's box, and
Okay.
we will see to it that you are brought there soon.
Mm-hmm.
So, dropping you off at the sign-in bench, and she kind of says, "Everybody come with me," and kind of drags again. It's not on the rope, but it's kind of like, "Come with me." Beckons you towards a archway that seems to have like iron bars and this kind of structure that is secure. You can get the sense that there's a lot of valuables behind here, because it's almost like a bank. It's like very, very secure. And on the far side of it is an astral elf who looks very bored.
Hello.
Hello.
Is this where you sign up to participate?
Yeah.
Well, I believe myself and my 2 comrades would like to sign up. Are we doing individual fights first?
Probably.
Yeah, we're 3 of us for some individual fights, please. What do you need of us?
All 3. Kind of.
Tavish just queued up patiently.
So, holds out his hand. He doesn't even look up.
That's the scroll for myself.
Opens it. Oh, right. What would you like to be referred as?
Onimusha.
How do you spell that?
Onimusha.
Okay. Writes it out on the paper. Folds up the scroll. Places it under the desk. And you hear a something kicking into life. Like something not turning on, maybe activating in some capacity, but something has whirred into activity beneath the desk. Doesn't say anything, just kind of seems to be waiting. Reaches aside, pulls out a sandwich, kind of like.
Worked here often? Or long time?
What's the sandwich now? I've worked here for as long as I have worked. Reaches
You must
down,
love it then.
pulls out a pulls out the what seems to be made of your papers, and it's a necklace of some kind. It's like it's not made of paper, but it seems to be that the scroll has been used to create something.
Thank you.
Put that on,
Yeah.
and then just kind of
Walk.
so gesticulates over to a door on the far side, like to the right of the booth he's in. And as you approach it, it seems to be that the necklace kind of hums a little bit, and then the door opens.
I'll wait for you on the inside.
Next,
Yeah, Tab will hand over the scroll.
much the same process.
Yep.
He kind of looks at you and goes,
Tafflin looks back and sort of goes,
keeping well.
oh yeah.
Potentially, yeah. Thinking needs a name.
Ah, we're going with Stardust Voidwalker for his show name. We'll take that middle name.
Stardust Voidwalker.
That is
I love
that is
Right.
the most Tavrion name.
You are an OC in the Star Wars universe
He
with a
is.
name like
He
that.
really is.
Yeah.
That's why he's gonna like.
Give
I
me a
wonder
white
if I can
sword right
enchant
now.
like a blade so it glows purple.
So, real quick, what was your stage name?
Onimusha. Basically, it means demon hunter.
Stardust Voidwalker.
Stardust
It
Voidwalker.
means he is. His first name is Stardust. His second name is Voidwalker. That implies that maybe he walks the void.
And then he's gonna go in here and he's gonna fight someone that's gonna be like
Luke Skywalker.
No, he's going to fight someone, then it's going to be like,
Sorry,
Tavrion.
Dirt farmer.
Tavrion.
Duke Dirt Farmer.
Tavrion. I am your father. No, you killed my father.
So yeah, much the same. Hands you a necklace and goes, "Good luck."
Same to you.
And
Gives a little.
I actually really like the name Duke Dirt Farmer for a fucking character in D&D now. If Malkador dies, I'm coming back as Duke Dirt Farmer.
If you have to do it, you've got to be a druid.
No, Duke Dirt Farmer is a plain ass fighter.
Yeah.
Who only knows how to use one weapon.
Yeah.
The pitchfork.
I was going to say the hoe. But,
Yeah, I was going to say hoe as well, but that doesn't go there in D&D.
So
D&D pimping.
next, takes it, kind of looks like stands up a little bit, and looks down.
Go for the
No.
iron. Magnus the Tall.
I like the idea that Magnus doesn't just suddenly aside and just says Magnus.
So, did you speak?
No.
Kevin.
Any subtitle there, sir?
The kobold.
I mean, I was expecting Kevin, and he last name and Perry.
Kevin the kobold.
Look, if you want to win the crowd, don't go big and bold, go cute and fuzzy.
Please put him against someone called Perry, and it's just a humanoid platypus.
No. Again, after a significant wait, where he seems to be much more interested in his sandwich than in you, he hands back.
What's the
Have
filling?
you,
What's the filling?
It seems to be some kind of space ham. Spam, if you will.
Does he get a lot of emails about that?
And
You don't suppose you've got another one of them, have you?
hands you the necklace. Takes a bite of his sandwich, puts it back down.
No one gets my
Looks you
stuff.
dead in the eye. Next.
I'm going to step up and just ask, is it just fighting pits that you have here, or are there other cultural events that can go on in the Colosseum? Are there like circuses or
Public execution.
folk dancing or whatever, you know, show off the culture?
You want to ring some bells and knock some sticks?
Public
Again.
execution.
Picks,
Public humiliation.
picks up sandwich. Eats a bite of sandwich. Are you here to sign up, sir?
No, I'm not. I just wanted to.
Next.
Very well.
He's a busy lad. He's got work to do.
Somebody else comes into the next after you.
Duke Dirt Farmer.
His name's Duke. He appears to be a dirt farmer.
Well, how do you know that? Because he's carrying pitchfork.
He's got a pitchfork and he's got a sack that's full of dirt.
Excellent.
And he's also covered in dirt.
He's also very dirty.
Yeah.
Hello, Duke Dirt Farmer here. You earned my fortune.
It's me, Duke Dirt Farmer.
The real
I'm
question
here.
is, does he have a jar of dirt?
No, he's got a sack.
sack.
Just so that.
I'm just overwhelmed with the piss taking out of the West Country accent. I'm going to object.
Sorry, West Country people.
You're gonna hate my back
Wherever you may
character.
be.
You're gonna hate him.
Well, there's one sack there.
West side is the best.
What about Joseph?
So, so those that are going into the fights,
Yep.
you guys are going into a side room. I will come to that in a minute. Bast is going to everybody else. So 1, 2, and Rook, and Alana. Oh no, Alana is second behind, yes. So you two and Rook. So you'll say, please follow them.
Indeed.
She starts walking up the stairs on the outside of the Colosseum. They are sturdy, they're stone carved, but it's still quite precarious. This is quite tall, it's quite high up generally. So as you're climbing, you are getting a view of the city generally. There's large structures all about the place, and the place you've come from appears to be a central spire in the very middle of the city, with you would assume is a network of tunnels underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're climbing, it feels like, it's not like the air's getting thin, but it feels like you're getting close to something. It feels like there's a feeling in the air. Can I have an Arcana check?
Arcana.
As we looked over, where was the portals that we
3.
originally came in?
It will be in the same building.
So that big spire.
Yeah. It will be right at the base of that. But that's going to look great on the camera. Okay.
18 for Arcana.
18.
And 3.
Okay. With an 18, you are, as you're looking up, it feels how you felt when you were approaching the very edge in Dantalon. It feels like you're close to the edge of the bubble. And Bast stops at the very top. Looks down the stairs so that no one is there.
Pushes you off.
And then seems to look over the far side of this stone structured railing. And she lays a hand on it, and a symbol appears on it, revealing a set of stairs that were invisible, going down.
Okay.
You go down them, down one layer.
Okay.
And as you step in, it is a sealed box that you have a view of the entire arena.
Right. Okay.
This is the diplomat's box. You should be able to see everything from here. Anything you wish to see in greater detail, please do as so. She holds her hand up to what seems like some kind of wall of force, like a magical effect, and then kind of brings her fingers apart, and it zooms in,
Okay.
much like how a tablet works. But, and she this will allow you to see your friends within the pit.
Thank you.
And during the fight, you are likely to be visited by the Master of the Pit. I'm sure you will find you have spoken to him briefly already.
Okay.
Is it the guy downstairs that took the papers?
It's
Probably one of the
It was one of the guys who...
it was the member of the council
Yeah.
who was a Gith in
Gith.
silver armor.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember his name?
I did. Not going to tell you though.
Gerald.
Magnus and his inability to remember the name.
It is general.
I don't know. Is it? It was either Joe and.
It's
Joe.
Battlemaster Jolan. Oi.
Master of Battle.
He will likely join you during the fights. This is also where he watches the fight.
So is he an emissary from a land? Is he?
He is a member of the council. He uses the... We call it the emissaries box when there are emissaries here. But
In reality, it's just a VIP
it's
box.
just a very important box.
Yeah.
And Bast make yourselves comfortable.
Are you going to be watching it with us, or are you going down to fight?
I'm required to protect you. However, if you would like me to fight, I will.
No, it's up to you. It's up to you whether you want to fight.
If
You got the feel for it. But if not, you can sit here. You can put your feet up and take a little rest.
How about Halloween special? Can we have a poll, Mr. Harry in the booth?
Yeah, I can do a poll. What do you want?
Whether Bast should go into the pit and fight, or because what Bast should
Okay, how the fuck do we spell Bast?
B-A-S-S-T.
I was not listening.
And she's hard.
Just text me it.
B-A-S-S-T.
Sir.
Bass with a T on the end.
Yeah, bass guitar.
Oh, there you go.
Drop the
Yeah,
guitar.
remember that
T.
one.
Basty.
Christmas turkey.
That's her
Basty.
Basty. Basty.
Will there be people coming to our box that can bring us food and drink, or do we need to go down to the concession stands?
Cool, the poll is up. Will be up for the next 5 minutes.
Fantastic.
For a moment, I thought you only put one option.
Yeah, no, I opened it and saw only one option. I was
Yeah.
like, funny. The
I'm still waiting for it to appear.
Bast says, there will be some servants along shortly.
Doesn't like me.
Bast kind of sits down, and once you are in the care of the servants, Battlemaster Joan, I will consider whether I wish to fight or not.
We're being raided.
Oh, it's a raid! It's a raid!
It's a raid!
Another raid!
Put the torches down.
It's a raid.
It's not a swap raid. Put it down.
Roll together RPG, thank you for the raid.
Thank you very much.
Pen kill.
Cool. You can stay if you like.
So,
Yeah, go on, stay. You want to, really.
So-
No, you do.
thank you very much for joining us. You just joined us at a special Halloween poll for whether the NPC that is serving as the party's bodyguard in a new place, because there are emissaries here, will be volunteering to fight in the pit below as a gladiator for a time. She would be free to leave afterwards, but the poll is open.
It would be very, very exciting to see her fight.
That is kind of. It's up to you.
People.
Poll
So-
is still up, by the way. Just
Thank you, Harry in the booth.
anyone that's not voted yet.
Not for me.
So, after a brief time,
You vote.
servants come in with food and such things.
You vote.
Yeah, very. Of course I am.
Then we're going to cut back to the fighters downstairs. Mark sadly has had to nip upstairs very quickly, but I'll describe it again for him during our next break, so that we're all caught up. So, the two of you, when you enter, along with Rengoku, find a what feels like it looks like an armory. Lots and lots of weapons on racks and such things, and a few people within the room already. It seemed to be kind of sharpening weapons, making themselves ready.
Oh, we're in the.
Yeah.
Yeah, apologies.
That's fine.
As we go through, I would have probably turned around and asked what names they'd given, and in response to him saying Kevin, just been like, why Kevin?
I have my means and ways. Just trust me.
As you walk in, there is a notable tension in the room. Some of these people are kind of picking up a sword and kind of feeling the weight of it, but all of them seem to be giving a very wide berth to someone who is sat in the corner, doesn't seem to be practicing or sharpening, just sat. Very large figure, physically imposing, blonde hair, blue eyes, human.
Perception
Perception.
aimed at that person.
Yeah.
15.
With a 15, you recognise the traits, but you don't know them. It's quite an old guy. Like, he's got blonde hair, but it's going sandy and grey at the tops. And starting to look a little bit like he's soon to retire. But he's very physically imposing, very muscular. Wearing like rags. It seems like not rags strictly, but very, very poor quality clothing. It seems like basically that it's leather that has been chopped up and damaged over time, but he has refused to change. He's got a great sword across his back.
And there's no cats or anything around him.
Cats? Why would there be cats?
I'm sorry, you're just giving off massive He-Man vibes right now.
He-Man vibes.
There's a green tiger
Blonde,
in the corner shivering.
Yeah.
Large man, blonde hair, blue eyes, big sword. Yeah, He-Man vibes.
Hey guys, the poll has ended.
Bast should fight.
Bast should fight. 57% to 43. 4 votes.
That's actually the closest we've had.
It's a close poll. So, Bast, we'll come back to in a brief. Would any of you three approach this figure in the corner?
Yes.
Everyone's doing a willpower roll.
So just, observe.
Yeah, I'll probably wait and just
not
observe and go and find a place to sit and wait to be called to fight.
Kevin will go up.
Okay.
And
It's not actually Kevin, that's
the-
just...
Kevin was who he truly
the
was.
persona of Kevin is someone walking along and doesn't know what's going on. He's going to wander along. And he goes to me, hello,
So,
I'm Kevin.
he's kind of leant forwards with his hands on his knees, broad, like shoulders kind of raised, putting weight into it, and he kind of lowers himself down to your head height. Boo.
You're very big and strong.
He kind of just looks at you.
Do my best to look timid.
Yeah. What's your name?
Kevin the kobold.
Kevin
Yeah,
the kobold.
what's your name?
They call me the king.
The king. Oh, I suppose it's quite a fitting name for somebody who looks so big and powerful.
He kind of sits back up. What are you doing in here?
Apparently I'm going to fight. Wonder who they'll put me up against. Is it always like one of us against another one of us? Or are there others out there in another room?
Kind of roll a deception check.
I'm changing dice because that one's been an arse to me. 16.
Kind of looks at you and goes, "You keep up the act, you might live. Go on."
Yeah, okay. Oh. I'm going to move into a corner and not really hide, but pretend that I'm hiding.
Could where is that? Could around Goku looking at him, try and perceive how much of a threat this guy is just by how he's presented himself with an insight or something.
He
is it a lot of him showing it, or is he backing it up properly?
roll an insight check.
That is a dirty 20.
As far as you can tell, he's damned good. And with that knowledge, and the knowledge that Bast will be fighting, Bastard stands up from within the box. Come back to the box real quick. And says, I fancy a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Get some stretching in, you know? Jonan will be with you shortly. I will see you soon. Sets off.
Okay. Enjoy yourself.
Have fun.
So,
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
we are going to go to our second break. Thank you very much for joining us so far. We are probably going to run over slightly later, so I'm going to apologise about that. Because my timekeeping is bad and I didn't notice the break until now. But thank you, Harry, in the booth, for reminding me. We will be back shortly. Thank you very much for joining us so far. See you soon.
Well, that was all right, wasn't it? It was good fun. Stick around. There's more fun to be had.